Hello and welcome to Teaching in Thailand. Again, my name is Teacher Kim. I am a teacher in Thailand and I've been here for over 2.5 years and I love it. I've been very fortunate to have a wide range of experiences in Thailand. I've taught just about every grade from as low as the Anuban, the kindergarten age, and I've mostly been teaching the Prathom level, the elementary level, and even the Matayom, the high school level. So today I just want to share a few tips for generally teaching in Thailand and some descriptions of some of the duties that I have in Thailand. And I will speak somewhat specifically to my school. I teach in Anuban Tak. It's an elementary school in Tak in northern Thailand. But I will also try to make it generalized for all teaching throughout Thailand. So every day there is a sign-in and a sign-out time. At my school, sign-in time is around 7:30 a.m. and sign-out time is 4:30 p.m. And we have a thumb scanner. Some schools have it where you can write your name in a book. We used to have that, but now we've switched to the thumb scanner. Some schools are very lax about when you leave. You can leave early. But I would say make sure that you're comfortable with your school. See what the Thai teachers are doing, and then you can see if you can leave early as well. Some schools might be a little more strict and want you to stay exactly the full time that you're supposed to sign in and sign out. So every day there is a morning assembly, and this is at schools throughout Thailand. And I like to go to these morning assemblies. Foreign teachers aren't always required to go, but I like to go and just be with all the school. I like how everyone's together, all the students, all the teachers, and the school sings the national anthem, and then they do a Buddhist prayer. They might sing the school song. They might have a little presentation or give rewards. Sometimes they even do a little activity like an exercise or a dance activity. So it can be fun. I like to go just to show that I'm a presence at the school. Maybe there's not always very much that you can do as a foreign teacher, but I like to go just to show I'm there and I can help manage the students, and I like to chat with the Thai teachers. It's a good way to build some relationships and rapport with other people in your school. So at my school we have lunch every day at 11:30. And I like to help serve the lunch with the teachers. We can serve to the students. There's a big bowl of rice and then a big bowl of something else, usually a soup or a curry, and then there's a little dessert, a fruit or a cookie or a little something else. And you won't do this at the Matayom level, but at my elementary school we serve the students, and I like to do it and spend that time with the students. A lot of schools will have little stalls where you can buy food as well. Some schools will even let you leave the campus during lunch, and you can go somewhere else to have your lunch. Personally, I like to eat with the teachers and the students and spend that time where I'm not teaching them. It's not academic, just interacting with each other. But I understand, like, sometimes you need a break. You've been around noisy kiddos all day, so maybe your school will let you leave, or you can just chill in your office, or maybe you have a staff room at your school. So there's different options for lunch. It's a good idea to go with your students to assemblies and events at the school. You might be assigned a class that you're kind of like an advisor to, that you will hang out with. Even if you're not, I recommend going and again, just showing that you're a presence there. Even if you feel like you're not doing very much, it's something that you can observe and watch, and you can learn about the Thai culture and interact with the students at all times. Interact as much as you can, help them practice English. You are a resource that they can use at all times. Another duty that I have is gate duty. This is where I need to get to school early. I have to be here at 7 a.m. and I stand by the gate as the students walk by, and they will Y me and I will Y them back. The Y is the Thai greeting. It's like this. And I like it. I like to see all the students coming in. I like to see the parents and the families. It's nice just to greet the students and say good morning. Something to note is that students should Y the teacher first, not the other way around. So they will come and they will Y you, Swatika teacher, or good morning teacher, and then you can Y them back. You can have your hands there and nod back. I like to Y all the teachers as well, and I don't wait for them to Y, I Y right away. Even if they're younger or older than me, I try to Y and be friendly and acknowledge them. It's a little higher when you're Ying an adult. Your hands are at mouth level and you lean over and Y, or you can say Sawadika. So I think it's a good way to acknowledge them. If you see a monk, your hands go even higher. Your hands are at your forehead and you make yourself lower like this. Thailand, a big part of their culture is hierarchy, and so they will physically make their body level to match that. So you'll see students who they bend down so that they are lower than you to respect that idea of hierarchy. So as I mentioned before, you are a resource as a foreign teacher to your students and your school. We are very privileged and lucky to be able to work in Thailand. And so I always keep that in mind, and I try to make myself available as much as I can and participate as much as I can. That means going to assemblies, it means leading English camps, it means just hanging out with the students, having conversations with them as much as I can, helping them out, coaching them for competitions and practices, even helping my Thai teachers. Maybe they're trying to learn English, or they have a document or something they want revised, and I always want to help them and be a resource to them. So many times you will have a Thai co-teacher who helps you in your class, and these co-teachers can be very helpful. They can help manage your classroom, they can help explain something that's a little more complex or harder to explain with simple language. Sometimes I'll have a student who's crying and upset, and I will comfort them and do the best I can to help them, but they keep crying. I pull in a Thai teacher. I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong here. So when we have these language barriers, the Thai co-teachers can be very helpful. And at the same time, it's a good idea not to completely rely on them and to really use your English and expose students to English. Also, your Thai co-teachers, you might show up to class, where is my co-teacher? So you have to be prepared. They may not show up. They might be too busy, or for some reason they cannot make it to your class. Or maybe in your plans, they say you're gonna have a co-teacher, but then you actually don't. It's a really good idea just to be prepared for either way. When they are in your class, the Thai co-teachers, they'll have their own style of teaching, and I try to honor that as much as I can and include them as much as I can. Before teaching a lesson, I'll show them, this is what I'm going to teach today. Do you have any ideas? Feel free to input or lead an activity. When I'm teaching, sometimes they will just jump in and they will start teaching, and I definitely give them the floor. Usually it's very helpful. But most of the time, they're a little shy. They don't want to overrun me, or they're just shy with teaching with me. And so then I have to take the initiative and I ask them, teacher, can you explain this? Or can you do this with the students? Or maybe I'll even point to a student, oh, please talk to Johnny in the back. He's acting out and I need that help. So your Thai co-teachers can be really great to work with and get to know. Just be open-minded, don't have expectations or completely rely on them. Include them as much as you can and help them. You can help them practice English, and these can even be great friendships for you to make. So a phrase that I already mentioned, take the initiative. This is important in Thai schools because communication is not always very clear, especially for foreign teachers. The Thai teachers, they might be a little shy about speaking to us, mostly because they are not very confident about speaking in English. But there might be something that they assume that we know, but of course we don't. So we need to take the initiative. We need to find out as much information as we can. We might have to ask around. We might have to ask for feedback because a lot of information just simply isn't communicated to us. This doesn't mean that we should be lazy. Actually, we have to put in more work. We have to plan more for different outcomes and to have a backup plan and to really have good quality lessons, because the quality of our lessons really is going to make a difference and it impacts every student. So another aspect that is really good to remember is to go with the flow. And this was one of the biggest challenges for me. I am a big super planner. I love to have a beautiful plan in my head where I can check off the boxes and see it neatly go through. I had to throw this mindset out the window when I came to Thailand. Things are always coming up. Things are not going to plan. Things may not be communicated to you. I will show up to my class. Where are the kids? Oh, your class is canceled today. Oh, there's some extra events. Tomorrow is a holiday. These things can come up all of a sudden. And at first, it kind of irks me like, oh, I had this plan. It was going to go like this. But then I realized, go with the flow. And actually, this has helped me in life, just to be very open-minded, to allow things to play out. I still have to plan. I have to plan more for the different outcomes, but I have to be okay with what happens and be willing to act on the fly. So another aspect of Thai culture that is difficult for foreigners to navigate is Kreng Jai. Kreng Jai is a concept in Thai culture that means avoid conflict. Thais value harmony. They value harmony more than they do efficiency. They want there to be good relationships and positivity in the workplace, even if this means sacrificing clear communication. So that means that if something is bothering the Thais, they don't always say so. They just want to keep going along and not cause conflict. One extreme example of Kreng Jai that I heard about at another school is some foreign teachers. They were wearing some clothing that maybe the Thai teachers didn't completely agree with, or it was a little shaggy or not so as formal as they would like. And instead of telling the teachers instead were dismissed at the end of the term. This is an extreme example, and many schools are not so strict with their clothing as this. It's just an example to show Kreng Jai. So how do we get around this confusing concept as Kreng Jai as foreigners? Well, my advice is just to smile, be friendly, show that you care, and try to show that you are interested in the Thai culture. Learn a few words in Thai. I would say I don't speak Thai with the students. I want them to practice English. But with the Thai teachers, I will practice my Thai, try to learn some Thai, just show an interest. I will wear the Thai dress on Friday and just show that I'm interested, and that really makes them appreciate me more as well. And just being friendly with them, then they will think maybe if something bothers them at all, at least they'll remember, Teacher Kim, she's a hard worker, she's reliable and dependable, she shows that she really cares. So that's the best advice I can give. Sometimes you can ask for feedback, but even then the Thais might be hesitant to comment really directly. So just keep this in mind. It's a confusing aspect for many foreigners when they come to Thailand. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. If you are thinking of teaching in Thailand, I'm really excited for you. It's not for everyone, but for me, I really love it and I'm really excited if you are thinking about teaching in Thailand. And let me know, are there some other duties that I could add to this list? Are there some other general tips for teaching in Thailand? Please comment below and please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Sawadee ka.